Imitation is not the sincerest form of flattery. Lately, I've been logging into my social media and I see a lot of people complaining about how their content or their courses or whatever work that they put out has been ripped off, copied, word for word, reposted without attribution. Well, here's the thing. If you don't protect your content in your courses, in your materials, it's fair game. Not saying legally fair game, but you leave yourself open to be content jacked pretty much. And it's very easy to protect your content and your courses in whatever material that you create, but you have to make sure that you take the steps to copyright. So today I want to talk about 3 ways you can legally protect your online courses and content and books. But first, ask yourself 2 questions. Is what I'm putting out there of value that someone can actually resell? And why am I leaving money on the table? Welcome back to another episode of Mogul Chicks Chat. I'm your host, Adrienne Graham. I'm the CEO and proud founder of Mogul Chicks, and that's Chicks with an X. I am a serial entrepreneur and a self-made businesswoman who is a strategic business growth advisor, talent management strategist, published author, mentor, investor, and podcast host. Mogul Chicks helps female founders grow and scale profitable, job-creating companies and eventually get them investment ready. We also help groom them into dynamic leaders and CEOs and build legacy wealth in the process. Mogul Chicks is a mindset, a way of life, if you will, and a blueprint for female founders who want to build a legacy of wealth and a generational business empire. We provide strategic business growth solutions and a platform for resources, mentoring, networks, education, and media that shares our stories. Our mission is to take your company from flat to profit generating to job creating to investment ready. My personal mission is to help you build and run a better company, reimagine the way you do business, and build lasting wealth. Oh, and before I forget, make sure you tag Mogul Chicks using the hashtag Mogul Chicks Chat on social media. Make sure you rate the show and leave a comment. It helps people find us. Share the love, share the love. So you've put some content out there or you've made a course and you've discovered that it is out there under someone else's name. Yeah, somebody jacked your information. They jacked your content. But the first thing you need to ask yourself is, why did you not protect it? The biggest thing that I talk to people about is protecting what's yours. I don't care if it's a post, if it is a blog, if it is an article, if it's a video or whatever. We have been around long enough to know that anything you put out there, if you don't protect it, it's going to be snatched by someone else. So I really don't understand why people still get angry when they don't take the steps to protect their content. So today in this podcast, I want to talk about some of the things that you can do to protect yourself, or at least give yourself some cover so that you can go to an IP attorney and get a cease and desist and all that good stuff. So let's start with the obvious: copyright. Anything that you create, anything that you write, anything that is original to you, an original piece of work, you need to copyright it. You go to copyright.gov and you file a copyright for it. Whether it is written works, photographs, videos, anything that you perform or write or display, you have the right to protect it and you can protect derivatives of that work from the content as well. So if you register your copyright, it makes it so much easier for you to sue if someone infringes on it, and you can claim damages. So copyright.gov, get over there and copy your content. Second thing is digital rights management. So DRM allows people to prevent unauthorized use of content, and it controls the distribution of the content. One of the reasons why I have not put the magazine on digitally yet is because I haven't found a strong enough system that will protect it for me. So I'd rather stick with print. But a lot of you do digital products and digital books, and you need to be able to protect that. And no, going to Amazon and putting it on Kindle and all the other stuff does not protect it. Let me let you in on a little secret really quickly about Amazon. So did you know that at any time they can default you to, I believe, and don't quote me, you can do your research, but if you choose to join the Kindle Unlimited, people can read your books for free. And did you also know that there's a function on the Kindle app where you can share a publication with a friend? So you're missing out on money. You're the one missing out. Amazon's not missing out, but you're missing out on money. So you need to find out where you can get a really solid digital rights management system that can prevent the unauthorized use of your content. Merely putting out disclaimers in terms of use, okay, that serves as a little bit of basic cover for you, but it doesn't fully protect you, like getting it completely trademark, copywritten, or whatever you're going to do, which leads me to the next thing. Like, Mogul Chicks is a federally registered trademark, and you guys have heard me talk about trademarks over and over and over. I've even talked about state level trademarks. You need to do what you have to do to protect your IP, and that includes trademarking. Now, hear me out. A lot of people say, oh, it's expensive. It costs too much money. Think about the money that you are letting slip through your fingers. Think about the money that you leave on the table when you don't protect your stuff. Anybody can take anything at any time. There are people right now that are the Demure Girl. I don't know the whole thing about that, but someone went and trademarked it. So she's not completely out of luck. I think I saw some attorneys that were talking about some options she did have. But these are the kind of things that happen when you don't protect your stuff. And then also make sure that you always put a disclaimer at the end. Like when I post my blogs on Medium and on LinkedIn, I have a little blurb at the end of each of them where it specifically says that this is my content. I own this content. You do not have the right to reproduce this content without my express permission. Not word for word is that what it says, but yeah, that's pretty much what it means, what I put there. So let's talk about some things that you can do to protect yourself online. I want to make this as quick as possible. When you use the terms of purchase, you can't automatically assume that everybody reads the terms of purchase. With the terms of purchase, you put in there access and usage. That's an outline of the terms under how the user can access and use the materials. And it specifies whether the users are allowed to share or distribute or modify the content. That's very important. With my courses, like I'm licensing out some of my courses under Mogul Chicks Academy, and I do not give permission. Those are protected. I do not give permission for people to share it and distribute it and modify it or anything like that. So I have a very tight licensing agreement that my attorney put together for me. So that leaves no room for interpretation. It leaves no room for misconception or anything like that. You also need to have refunds and cancellation policies. Now, when someone buys something digitally from you, it's hard to say, okay, cancellation, give them a refund, get back your product. It's not like going into a retail store where if they don't want the item, they return it and get their money back. With a digital product, it's harder. You can't unring that bell. Once they get access to it, that's it. Who's to say they signed up for your course, let's say on Monday? They went in, screenshot everything, listened to whatever they could, and by Friday they say, you know what, this isn't for me. I'm going to ask for my money back. Well, they've already gotten the goods, and there's nothing you can do about it. So you need to make sure that you outline what the cancellation and refund policies are, and be very clear about expectations, and that way you can prevent any disputes or chargebacks. IP rights. You have to specify in writing that all the content is protected by copyright and other intellectual property laws, such as trademark or whatever you have. You define what actions constitute infringement and the potential consequences if someone tries to steal your course or your content. That is very important. You have to outline that. Look, If you choose to use my stuff and you put it out there, this is what's going to happen. There are consequences to every action. So you have to be very specific and clear about that. Also, you put in there prohibited activities. You have to remind people that certain activities are strictly prohibited, such as sharing your login credentials with other people, or plagiarism, or distributing it, or modifying something, changing a couple of words, and then repackaging it as your own. You have to be clear about prohibitive activities. And then also disclaimers. Remind your people, your students, your clients that all of this is just information and education and not professional advice. Copywriting your content. So copyright protection is a great first step for you, and you can safeguard your content and your courses that way. As soon as you create the original content, that includes videos, text, graphics, audio recordings, video recordings, it's automatically protected by copyright law. That's number one. But if you register the copyright with the relevant authorities, again, copyright.gov, that provides you with stronger legal grounds to stand on to defend your content in case someone is stealing it. You don't need to copyright every digital product or course that you create or post or anything like that. But if you have something that's considered a signature course, like something that you're known for, it is an excellent idea to go ahead and copyright that as soon as possible. And when you copyright, you have to do a couple of things. First, you have to register the content with the Copyright Office. Again, copyright.gov. While the copyright protection exists from the moment of creation, registration strengthens the ability to enforce your rights and seek damages in case of infringement. Also, notices, you include a copyright notice on your course material indicating your ownership and the year of creation. This acts as a deterrent. Well, we want to think it's a deterrent for potential infringers, but we all know that's how people do. So make sure that as soon as you create something, you go over to copyright.gov. Now, if you're one of those people like me that's always creating something, it could get a little costly. But again, think about risk versus reward. What are the risks of someone stealing your content and making money off of it and taking money out of your pocket? So get that money together and go ahead and get your copyright. And finally, my favorite topic, trademarks. Now, you can trademark a course name or a program name or something like that. The name of your online course is a valuable asset that can become synonymous with your brand. So of course, like for me, the Mogul Chicks Growth Academy, Business Growth Accelerator, that's synonymous with my brand, which is federally trademarked. Mogul Chicks Angel Investing Bootcamp, again, synonymous with my brand. So you have to really think about it as a valuable asset. Now, here's the thing. You can trademark the name. You can't trademark the content. You have to copyright the content. And it does not guarantee, if you trademark but you don't copyright, it does not guarantee that somebody won't recreate what you made and make like a little slight change or adjustment here and there. That's why it's important for you to trademark and get your copyright. There are a lot of people who trademark their names and they're like, oh, my program is trademarked, but then someone else pops up using something similar. That's why it's important before you start creating anything is to do your due diligence. That's really where it starts, even before you create your content. When you have an idea of what you want to protect or what you want to create, you need to make sure that you're doing your research and making sure nobody else is already currently using it. And that way it helps you have a better leg legally to stand on when you create and somebody infringes on it. So once the course name is trademarked and you own it, then you can sit down and really fight it and do cease and desist. Also, remember, trademark, you have to also copyright. So I would do hand in hand. Invest in it. Ladies, look. This is your brand you're talking about. This is your intellectual property. This is your money maker. Don't you want to do everything you can to protect it? Let's talk about it. I'm always open to share my experiences on my trademark journeys and also on my copyright journey. So If you feel like you want to chime in, leave a comment below and let me know how you're struggling or how you overcame someone jacking your content online. I'm Adrienne Graham, CEO and founder of Mogul Chicks, and this has been another Mogul Chicks Chat. I want to help you build a better, more profitable company. Make sure you check out the other episodes, and if you like what you hear, share the love. Pass the link on to your friends. You can find this podcast wherever podcasts are streamed, and of course on the Mogul Chicks website. Make sure you subscribe, and if you do, leave a comment on any or all of the channels. It helps other people find the podcast too. Sharing is caring. For more information about how we work with you to grow and scale your company, visit us online at mogulchicks.com, send an email to contact@mogulchicks.com, or you can connect with us all over social media at Mogul Chicks. And remember, that's Mogul Chicks with an X. If you're not yet part of the Mogul Circle, if you're doing over $1 million in revenue annually, what are you waiting for? There's so much value in memberships and the community. If you prefer a good program or trying to move beyond startup phase, check out the Mogul Chicks Academy at mogulchicksacademy.com. I'll catch you on the next episode. And remember, Mogul Chicks are always a step ahead of the crowd, and they're always closing deals. Mogul Chicks make mogul moves and power plays. Your move. Now go be profitable. Bye.